Bro, there is a government lien on Floyd Mayweather's house. Not for millions, not for hundreds of thousands. For $568. The garbage bill. Floyd Money Mayweather, the man who made $250 million in a single night, the man who flew private everywhere, the man who literally called himself money, had a government lien placed on his Las Vegas mansion because he did not pay the trash collection bill. And that is not even the craziest part of this story. Stay with me, because by the time we get to the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly how a man who earned $1.2 billion ended up here. And the answer is going to make your jaw drop. Alright, let us start with the numbers, because I genuinely think most people do not fully understand the scale of what we are talking about here. Floyd Mayweather did not just make good money. He made historically, embarrassingly, almost incomprehensibly large amounts of money. Over a 21-year professional boxing career, Floyd earned an estimated $1.2 billion. Not million, billion. His fight against Manny Pacquiao in 2015 alone generated over $410 million in pay-per-view revenue, and Floyd personally pocketed around $250 million from that single night. One fight, one night, $250 million. His fight against Conor McGregor in 2017 brought in another $300 million for Floyd personally. Forbes listed him as the highest-paid athlete in the entire world multiple years in a row from 2012 to 2014, beating soccer players, basketball players, everyone. He was not just rich, he was in a category that almost no athlete in human history has ever reached. So we are not talking about someone who made a few million and mismanaged it. We are talking about $1.2 billion. And somehow, here in 2026, we are genuinely having a serious conversation about whether Floyd Mayweather is broke. That should not be mathematically possible, and yet here we are. So what happened? How does someone go from $1.2 billion to a garbage bill lien? Stay with me, because this is where it gets genuinely wild. Here is the thing about Floyd's lifestyle that people always underestimated. He did not just live large, he lived in a category that most actual billionaires do not even touch. Financial experts estimated that Floyd was spending upwards of $50 million a year just maintaining his lifestyle. $50 million a year just to maintain it, not to grow anything, not to invest, just to keep the lights on at the level he was operating. Think about what that looks like in practice. Multiple private jets simultaneously. Not one, multiple. Properties in Las Vegas, Beverly Hills, Miami, and New York all running at the same time. An entourage of dozens of people on full payroll, security, hangers-on, yes men, all getting paid. He would carry bags of cash to casinos and gamble millions in a single sitting. He wore watches that cost more than houses. One watch alone cost $18 million. Now here is the brutal math. When you are spending $50 million a year and you are no longer fighting, no longer earning those 9-figure paydays, you have a problem, and not a small one. You can have $1.2 billion come in over 21 years, but if the money going out consistently exceeds the money coming in, the account drains faster than anyone on the outside can see. And that is exactly what started showing up on paper. The first alarm bell was a Business Insider investigation published in late 2025. They revealed that Floyd had taken out a $54 million loan from billionaire financier Don Henke at a 9% interest rate. 9% on $54 million. That is nearly $5 million a year in interest payments alone just to stay current on the loan, just to not fall behind. Financial experts quoted in that report were very clear. Wealthy people who take loans of this size typically do it to generate more money through investment. Floyd apparently needed it just to stay afloat. That is a completely different situation, and it tells you everything about where the cash flow actually was. And then the real estate situation started coming out. 2 of Floyd's commercial properties went into foreclosure within an 18-month window. His Las Vegas strip club building, the Girl Collection Club, was at risk of being seized over $52,000 in unpaid property taxes. $52,000 from a man who made $250 million in one night. 2 of his condos at Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas were seized by Clark County for unpaid property taxes. One of those bills was $21,000. And then, wait for it, a $568 lien was placed on his Las Vegas mansion for unpaid trash collection. Floyd Money Mayweather had a government lien on his personal home because he did not pay the garbage bill. I need you to actually sit with that for a second. $568. That is not a rounding error on a billion-dollar fortune. That is someone who genuinely cannot cover basic household bills. The reactions to all of this coming out have been all over the place. Floyd's own response has been pure classic Floyd. When a reporter asked him directly about bankruptcy rumors in a public appearance, he looked at the camera and said, and I am quoting him directly here, "Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But if that's what you call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, and being able to do what you want, then I'm pretty sure everybody is going bankrupt." Deflect with bravado. Turn the criticism into a flex. Classic Money Mayweather. Except bro, you have a lien on your house for the garbage bill. The flex is not landing the same way it used to.
The only reason Floyd Mayweather is coming out of retirement to box again against Mike Tyson is because he's broke. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of haters that are going to try to argue with this, blah, blah, blah. But in 2017, his team filed an IRS petition explaining, hey, like, we'll pay back the $22 million in back taxes, but the only way we can do it is because we're so cash poor is that we have to take the Conor McGregor fight, and that was signed and delivered. You can Google it. I'm not making that up. And there's things you don't play with, and the IRS is something you don't play with, and he clearly says, hey, we don't got the money to pay back these taxes, and we're cash poor. And I'm assuming that's what's happening again, because he makes a ton of money, great boxer, but financial literacy is not his strength, and you're starting to find that out now.
His legal team has pushed back on all of the financial reporting and insists he is not in financial trouble. But here is the thing that multiple financial analysts have pointed out. You can own 100 buildings and still not be able to pay your trash bill if all your cash is tied up in debt and collateral. Floyd's situation has never been that he has no assets. His situation is that those assets are leveraged to the ceiling and the liquid cash has dried up completely. That is what overleveraged means in practice. Insiders close to Floyd's circle have been blunt. One said the truth about his financial reality is undeniable to anyone who actually looks at the numbers. Max Kellerman echoed this, saying Floyd's comeback is his way of addressing his financial situation while trying to hold on to his legendary status at the same time. And multiple commentators noted the most telling detail of all. When Pacquiao was begging for a rematch, Floyd had zero interest. He was comfortable. He was 50-0. He had no reason to risk anything. Now Floyd is the one calling for fights. The tables have completely flipped, and everyone can see it. Here is where it gets crazy. Because the IRS situation is not just a current problem, it is a pattern. In 2009, Floyd owed the IRS $6.4 million. Between 2015 and 2017, he racked up $22.2 million in unpaid taxes from the Pacquiao fight alone. And what did he do? He used the McGregor payday to clear it. He literally fought his way out of an IRS hole. And now, in 2026, the IRS has filed another $7.3 million lien. And what has Floyd done? Lined up 3 fights. Same cycle, different year. The holes just keep getting bigger, and the show has to get bigger to cover them. And then in February 2026, Floyd filed a $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks, claiming his former manager Al Heyman diverted hundreds of millions of his fight earnings into secret accounts he did not even know existed. When Floyd's team asked for the financial records, they were told the documents were lost in a flood. Lost in a flood. For one of the highest-grossing boxing promotions in television history. Look, these are Floyd's claims. Nothing is proven. But whether he was robbed or whether he spent it all, the result is the same. The money is gone, and Floyd needs it back. Floyd Money Mayweather spent 2 decades telling the world his nickname was about what he had. In 2026, it is about what he desperately needs. The IRS is at the door. Properties are foreclosing. The loan interest is compounding. And the only thing Floyd has ever been able to do to make the world give him what he needs is put on a show. So the show is back on. Not because he wants to, because the bills are due. Do you feel sorry for Floyd, or is this karma for how he has treated people? Logan Paul, the Dubai investors, the Netflix contract. Drop it below. Subscribe if you are new. See you in the next one.